Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the match between Inter Miami and FC Barcelona. In this game, Barcelona has won against Inter Miami 6-0. And so it was a show in Miami. Barcelona really did put on a great show, not just for the fans of Barcelona in Miami, but also for the Inter Miami fans. They were probably enjoying everything that was going on that field that Barcelona was providing. Barcelona were doing everything that they could to really give out a great display. We saw Ansu Fati shine. We saw Raphinha shine. We saw Kessie shine. Many players shine within today's game. So at one point throughout this match, I was like, okay, right? It's like the 70th minute, Barcelona scoring like a goal every 20 minutes. Let's just wrap it up here. But let's talk about this game, right? Because we did see very interesting things in tonight's game, starting with the first half. And this first half, it was obviously very impressive. Inter Miami, again, is not the best team in the world. I did expect Barcelona to really just pound Inter Miami. And we saw Barcelona be more energetic, more motivated to win compared to the previous game that we did see. We saw Nico being placed as a pivot yet again, which is basically confirming that Xavi Hernandez is relying on this player to potentially one day, hopefully, replace Sergio Busquets. I don't think that this is confirming that he will for sure be the next Sergio Busquets replacement. It's just that this is, again, confirming Xavi's intentions, who he chooses and who he does trust within a position like this, which is very important because we're talking about a team that does hold Kessie and Frankie, two players who can play in that position easily because they have the experience. But Nico Gonzalez has been the chosen one. And this is a huge deal, right? Obviously, because this is a player that has came through the academy. It is showing towards the world that the academy is still strong. It's showing towards the youth players that they can make it too into the first team. But it's great to see that in the end, Nico is emerging into his true debut, because in the previous season that we did see, Nico Gonzalez was never being placed in a central defensive midfield position, never. But now he is finally truly playing in the position that he's supposed to be playing, where he did play throughout the academy years. And we saw Nico Gonzalez really understand how to intercept the ball. He knew exactly when to move up, when to attack, when to defend. And so let's see how Xavi continues to use these players. And now let's talk about the other players that really did surprise us the most in the first half. And let's talk about Kessie. Kessie was also a great performer. His ability to run into half spaces was great. You can see why Xavi Hernandez did sign this player, because he's different. And it's a necessary signing, because what he did in the final third surprised a lot of us. His ability to receive the ball inside the box and make those crosses easily to either Pedri or Ansu, he is so great at that. Like, many of us did think that Kessie was going to be that destroyer, not the most technical, but Kessie has been almost the opposite of what we thought he was going to be. Xavi thinks otherwise. He believes that Kessie has a lot to offer higher up the pitch. Moving on towards the next player, and that is going to be Raphinha. Raphinha has been a very interesting player to assess, because we thought that it was going to be taking time for Raphinha to deliver for this club, but no, Raphinha came in with a big bang. He scored one goal and provided 2 assists in the first 45 minutes. Like, he has the goals within him. We thought that Raphinha was going to be a player that was going to be taking his time, that he's going to be just someone who scores about 1 goal and provides 5 assists throughout one season. But this does seem like a player that can score a lot of goals. There is goals in him. The amount of involvement he did have on that right side was so good. He is so good at cutting in and looking for those shots. I can't wait to see what Raphinha could do in La Liga. Like, he desperately looks like he just needs to shoot, and that's a great sign. His body language tells us everything. So his intentions is there. You can clearly see that he knows exactly what the coaches are asking from him, and he does exactly that. He's very hyperactive and also very defensive. He likes to track back and try to dispossess the ball from the opposition. Moving on towards the next player, and that is going to be Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati was also another player that greatly stood out. He took the ball. There was a moment in the first half where he did take the ball away from Inter de Miami in his own half, and he started a counterattack and went through Wain. And to see Ansu Fati distribute a play like that, to like really start a counterattack, to move fast, to go into the opposition's half after coming out away from his own half, that is a blessing. To see Ansu Fati so active, so healthy, I'm glad to see that Ansu Fati is fit enough to be making runs like that. It was so entertaining to see Ansu Fati tonight, and I cannot wait to see what he can distribute throughout this season. And so overall, we saw great goals. Aubameyang scored a great goal, making a flick over the goalkeeper. We saw Alejandro Balde, right? Like, who needs Marcos Alonso? Alejandro Balde had a great display by making a great cross towards Raphinha. Raphinha easily taps the ball in and scores a goal. And then Ansu Fati just scores a golazo with an assist coming from Raphinha. Ansu Fati takes a long shot and dips over the goalkeeper, and the goal was made. And then going into the second half, we did see a completely different starting 11. We saw Peña in goal, Sergio Roberto, Araujo, Frankie, Alba, Busquets, Pablo Torre, Gavi, Abde, Memphis, and Dembele. If you guys are wondering, why did Frankie de Jong play as a center back? Many were assuming that Xavi Hernandez might have some ideas about playing Frankie as a center back. I don't think so. I think the main reason on why Frankie was out of his position, it was because Xavi Hernandez does want to see what Pablo Torre and Gavi could do in those interior roles. If he plays Frankie in those positions, either Pablo Torre or Gavi had to sit down and be on the bench. But right now, it is not the time for that. Xavi Hernandez really does need to assess throughout this preseason exactly how these players are going to be responding in those type of roles. And Xavi does need answers. And if you were to ask me who are the top best interior players in the midfield for tonight's game against Inter Miami, I would first place Kessie in first place, Pedri in second place, Gavi in third, Pablo Torre in fourth. I don't think that Pablo Torre did a lot against Inter Miami. I honestly believe that Frankie could have done so much more if he was placed with Gavi in that second half, but whatever, right? Xavi Hernandez is just testing, and let's just see how things go up from there. But again, throughout the second half, Barcelona just assassinated Inter de Miami. I don't really like games like this when you know that Barcelona are clearly going to win and like winning 6-0 before the 80th minute. I just find these type of games extremely boring. But in the second half, yes, Barcelona assassinated, right? They went through Inter Miami and just stick the middle finger towards them. Dembele scored a great, incredible goal, shooting the ball at the bottom right corner, basically being a response towards Raphinha, right? It's just a healthy competition to see Raphinha score 1 goal and provide 2 assists in the first 45 minutes. Of course, you're going to be seeing Dembele being much more motivated to score that goal in the second half. And then we saw Memphis being very influential, surprisingly, by making a corner kick, sending it straight towards Gavi, and Gavi scores a golazo. He shoots a rocket inside the net. And we saw Memphis himself also score, leaving the marker by making a feint and slots the ball into the bottom right corner. It was easy. It was a lot of fun, right? For all the Barcelona fans, for all the Inter Miami fans. Many of us, again, we already knew that Barcelona were going to win and just pound Inter Miami until the very end of this game. And Barcelona did what they had to do. I do believe on one of the reasons on why Barcelona were trying to score as many goals as possible is to really give themselves energy for the next match, which will be against Real Madrid. So it does make sense that Barcelona wanted to come in with a lot of confidence. It is going to be in Las Vegas. A lot of people are going to be watching. This is going to be the debut for Lewandowski. We can see Lewandowski versus Benzema. We can see our best Barcelona midfield go up against Real Madrid's midfield like Camavinga, Valverde, Cruz, Modric, and many more. It's going to be a very interesting and fun match. Of course, I am going to be making a post-match review after that game is over and a pre-match preview for that game. And hopefully, right, we get to see Xavi Hernandez finally be present with the team. So that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona post-match review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.